Okay, today's lesson is about vortexing, and vortexing was named as a mixing technique named after this device. This device is a vortex. So mechanically, using equipment, you can vortex using a vortex. So let's start by considering how to vortex using the tool. Vortex means mix. I'm going to mix a small amount of food coloring, green food coloring, into some water, and I'm going to mix that food coloring into the water using the vortex. I'm going to hold the tube at a position that will stop the vibrations. We're using mechanical vibrations to mix the green into the water, but wherever my fingers are, that's where the mixing will stop. Or in this case, it'll stop even below it, but I can turn up the speed on that mixing, and even when I turn it at high speed, that mixing only goes to the position where my fingers are. You can set the vortexer to be always on or only on when you are putting your tube on the vortexer. So that's what vortexing means. In the lab manual, you may see me make reference to finger vortexing. And this is what finger vortexing means. Putting the same amount of dye into the tube, holding the tube up high, and using my fingers to mix the sample. Why would you use finger vortexing? If mechanical or instrument-based vortexing is too strong. The instrument can vortex the sample so vigorously that it could actually break chemical bonds and denature proteins, or shear and break the bonds in long, long strands of DNA. The last kind of mixing you might do would be to break up samples of a pellet. Pellets are notoriously hard to get into solution, and so if you have a small micro test tube of a sample that you're trying to redistribute into the solution and put it back into solution, this is never referenced in the lab manual, but it is a trick I often walk around and teach students. Another way to mix it to make sure that the pellet is distributed into the solute you want it to break up into is to use a test tube rack that has bumps in it, and stroke the bottom of the tube along the bumps of the rack to distribute the material into the solute.